vlog week 2. Just got back from my interval run for day 1, where it's 1 minute of work. I cut the rest periods down this week. Last week it was between 2 and 3 minutes rest between these 1 minute efforts, and this week it was 1 minute between. And this week I covered about 1.3 miles, which surprisingly was the same distance that I covered last week, but it was with less work intervals. I did 8 this week as opposed to 10 last week, because I found towards the end of the week last week I just was a little bit too banged up. My shins just hurt a little bit too much. Took it down to 8, and then took that rest period down to 1 minute as well. And I'm covering the same distance, which shows that something's going right. So yeah, I was very, very pleased with today's session. I'll come back and I'll do another interval session on Thursday, and we will kind of assess from there, like whether I'm going to push out a longer durations kind of steady state run, or if I'm just going to use my 1 hour walks that I've been doing in the morning to help out with that. I've been doing the longer walks based on the conversation I had with Mark McLaughlin. You can look back on Monstrousitous Minute, episode 11, I think it was, where we talked about developing the aerobic system. And if you want to be an endurance athlete, then you just spend a lot more time in that 100 to 120 beats per minute time period. So I've done a lot of that, and my resting heart rate over this time has dropped 20 beats per minute in about 2 weeks. So I had my annual physical 2 weeks ago. Some of this could be just stressed out because I don't like being in doctors, and I think a lot of people get this, they call it white coat syndrome, where you just kind of get freaked out by it. But my resting heart rate in there was 72, and I measured it the other morning just rolling out of bed, and it was at 48. So not bad for a 260-pound guy to have a 48 beat per minute resting heart rate. Now granted, when I was a strength coach, my resting heart rate would be around 40 to 42. So I've got a little bit of work to go to get to there, but that's pretty promising, just to have that quick of a turnaround and performance boost just out of that. It's improved my sleep quality, just across the board. I feel better. Body weight dropped last week by another ½ pound over my baseline from the previous week, so I'm sitting at like 258. I'll continue working that down. Did chest and triceps yesterday with some rear delts. I did back and biceps this morning, which was a fucking killer session. I love back and biceps. I love training it. I didn't get any videos on that because it doesn't matter, because I'm talking about endurance. I'll check back in on Thursday, do a second part of this. But today was very promising. I felt like I had some spring in my step. I felt like I was moving well. And there was never a point where I felt like my mouth had to come open to breathe like that. Just forced everything to that hard gear 2, which gear 2, if you're one of my athletes, we live in that. We live and die in gear 2. And it was awesome. So appreciate you listening. All right, continue this vlog. I've been running twice a week now for the last 3 weeks. Last week I tried to push it to 3 days, and it kind of messed with my knee a little bit, messed with my shins a little bit on my left leg only. So I had some tangling in my big toe. Couldn't really pull my ankle up, or pull my big toe up after the run. It was supposed to be a 30-minute run between what I call gear 1 and gear 2. Now gear 1 is basic walking. Gear 2 is a heavier pace, but you're still breathing through your nose. So gear 1 to gear 2. Like I say, after that I was kind of just nicked up, and then I jumped back into things again on Sunday. So I ran Monday, Wednesday, Friday last week, and then back Sunday, and just haven't really been the same since. So today I went out, and it was supposed to be 3-minute intervals. Gonna do 4 of them, rest 2 minutes. And I made it through 2 of those, and my left knee and my left shin just was not having it. So I decided to bag it. I'm going to bag the 40-minute total run between gear 1, gear 2 tomorrow. And I'm going to get back at it again on Friday as I start to move my work intervals up to 2-minute intervals and then 1-minute rest, and I'm going to do 6 of those. So I think what I'm trying to get at, it's a long story short, is that 2 days a week is about all I can really handle right now. Because on top of this, I'm also walking between 4 to 5 miles a day, even on those days where I am running. So I'm learning more as I go about how my body's responding. My heel was really tender this morning in my left foot as well. So I think a lot of that, everything's coming down to my left leg. So I could do some gait analysis, but I don't know what the point of it would be right now. I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing. 2 days a week of running. Walk every day for at least 60 minutes. Sometimes I'll walk twice a day for 60 minutes, both morning and evening. And really just kind of enjoy this process, because it's something I've noticed over the last couple of weeks. And again, I got my blood work done a few weeks ago, did a physical, and I noticed that my resting heart rate that morning was 72. And part of that could be, I'm at a doctor's office and I don't like doctors. That could be a lot of this, but it could be something more. So these past 3 weeks of walking 5 to 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, has had a dramatic improvement on my resting heart rate. So now I went from 72 to now I'm anywhere from 55 in the morning to 48 in the morning, depending on how much training I've done that day. So that's exciting, because that shows me that things are going in the right direction from a health standpoint. And if you're not healthy, as they say, if you're not healthy, you can't grow. But if you're not healthy, you also can't make the improvements that you want to make. So that's it for this vlog 2. Not super exciting. Don't have any kind of lifting footage in here. Been lifting 3 to 4 days a week on top of this. Generally, like today's gonna be a back day. I did a chest and triceps day on Monday. Took yesterday off, doubled the walk, and but yeah, like things are moving in the right direction. Body weight's creeping down. I will be 230 by the end of October, and I will push down farther than that through the end of the year. By saying I will means I will fucking do it. There's not a question about it. It's going to happen. I will do it. So, vlog 2, sign off.